it's this. My boys gon' rap. My crew gon' step. My crew gon' step. My crew gon' step. My crew gon' step. My crew gon' step.
Shelby Lady Whippets represent the MOAC here tonight in hostile territory, taking on the Northern 10 second place Upper Sandusky Lady Rams in a fantastic late season non-conference matchup. Pre-game analysis and so much more coming right up, live and free, exclusively on the OH Report.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
We welcome you back to Upper Sandusky High School here for our pregame show. Hayden Gray on the broadcast with you tonight from the mountaintop in Upper Sandusky for the non-conference matchup between the Lady Rams of Upper Sandusky and the Lady Whippets from Shelby. I'd like to welcome you in. If you're watching live and free on Facebook or YouTube, interact with us tonight. Drop a comment. Let us know who you're cheering on, where you're watching from, or if you're just a fan of basketball and tuning in, who you think is going to take this matchup here tonight. But we're going to start things off tonight by taking a look at the visiting Shelby Lady Whippets, led by head coach Natalie Lance. They come in off a big win over another Northern 10 opponent, Buckeye Central, which has them at 16-4 overall on the season, 10-2 in the MOAC. By the numbers, average just shy of 44 points a night, right over 21 rebounds, and they're a team that likes to move the ball as well, 11.5 assists, and they can turn it over on their opponents as well, 12.2 steals, and they keep their turnovers limited as well, 14.5 a night. Coming up for them the rest of the way will be Clear Fork on Friday. That'll be a big conference battle, and then a game that they can't look past as well against those Ontario Lady Warriors, who are 8-11, 5-6. They'll be taking on Lexington in the first round of the tournament draw coming this past weekend. History lesson. In the last 8 days, they have wins over Buckeye Central, as I mentioned, by 10. And then River Valley, that was a big one Saturday night where they came back down from 8 with under 2 minutes left in the game. They take down River Valley 40-38. Those two teams had a combined record right now of 31-8 this season. But now we'll shift gears and take a look at their opponent for tonight. And we'll take a look at Jerry Vent's Upper Sandusky Lady Rams, who are having a phenomenal season as well. They just fell to Buckeye Central on Friday, looking to rebound here tonight. Average just shy of 50 points a night. Great rebounding team at 24.6. They moved the ball very similar to Shelby, 15.2 assists per night, 14.5 steals, and same, they average about a turnover and a half more than the Lady Whippets. Left up for them is a pretty big gauntlet of a conference battle as well against Cary, who's 13-5, 7-5 in the N10, and Colonel Crawford, 13-5, 6-5 in conference. They'll face either Willard or Bucyrus in the Buckeye Central sectional final. In their history lesson, it's been a rough few years here against the Shelby Lady Whippets. Their last victory coming back in 2016 on the 21st of January, where they defeated Shelby 67-53. Since then, Shelby leads the matchup 5-0. We'll take a look at a few players that are going to be big spotlights here tonight, starting with Audie Albert from Shelby, the senior, one of the team captains on this team, who has been here for several successful seasons, having a great year, averaging 10 points, 3.4 rebounds, 2.5 steals, and she's also a great shooter as well, 52.1% from the field and 62.5 from the free throw line. Someone they lean on as not only a scorer but a game manager as well. And taking a look at the other side, we shift gears and we go to some of the younger guns. And for Upper Sandusky, Leah Kinley has been a player who's really emerged here as a sophomore. The 5'9" guard, averaging 8.3 points a night, 3.6 boards, 3.6 assists, and over 2 steals. She, one of their top three-point shooters at 40.6%, and also shooting above 40% from the field. So those are a couple player spotlights, but a head-to-head matchup that I'm really looking forward to tonight is a battle between the two offensive leaders, the point guards, Demi Hipp and Grace Walton, both having phenomenal seasons and very comparable numbers. Grace has the upper hand in points, but Demi has the upper hand in rebounds. Demi has the upper hand in assists, but Grace has the upper hand in steals, and they both lead in some pretty big categories in their respective conferences. Demi has led the MOAC the entire season with 5.1 assists per game, and Grace Walton leading in three-point percentage, the only shooter higher than Leah Kinley on the team at 45.5%. So that is a phenomenal matchup that we're going to have here tonight. We'll take a look at our keys to victory now for the visiting Shelby Lady Whippets, what it will take to come get another big road win against a Northern 10 opponent. And Natalie Lance's squad will need to make sure they have awareness when they're moving the ball around. You can't cause self-inflicted wounds like we saw in the pregame. Upper Sandusky likes to try and force those steals. So clean, crisp passing for the Lady Whippets, and then a balanced offensive attack. You look down through their starting five. You got Eve Schwemley averaging 11.1, Audie averaging 10, and the list goes on and on. They've got scores, so make sure that it doesn't always have to be just one person beating you. Get everyone involved here tonight. And we'll take a look at that starting lineup for the Lady Whippets. Running the point, Demi Hipp at forward. In the backcourt with her, Audie Albert, Trinity Baker, Alexis Booker, and Eve Schwemley. Again, Shelby coached by head coach Natalie Lance. Now we'll take a look at our keys to victory for the Lady Rams out of Upper Sandusky. What does Jerry Vent's squad need to do to earn a marquee win here at home tonight? They're going to need to not give any second chances, crash the rebounds. That was something they struggled with against Buckeye Central and gave up too many second chance points. So in relation to that, crash the glass. They've got Cadence Isles and Stowers in the paint, two of the best rebounders in the area. So crash that glass, make sure they're making the most of their stands. We'll take a pause for the playing of our national anthem. Again, here at Upper Sandusky High School tonight. Great crowd in attendance for this non-conference battle. Always awesome to get these matchups here late in the season, especially because it doesn't impact your tournament seeding. That's already been decided, so this is an opportunity for both teams to come out here, play a highly competitive game, and get ready for the tournament, knowing that your seeding is not going to be too impacted, as well as the conference races, because both of these teams in pretty tight conference races right now. That's going to come down to just the last few games here this week and this weekend. Now we'll take a moment and pause for the national anthem. National anthem has been wrapped up, so now we'll resume our pregame by taking a look at the starters for the Lady Rams of Upper Sandusky tonight. First, we kick things off with Addie Newman averaging 6.4 points a night, the 5'6" guard. Take a look at some of her moving pictures. Had a big game against Buckeye Central despite the loss, but she's been getting it done, as well as Grace Walton, 9.5 points a night, 3.4 steals per game for the 5'3" guard wearing number 4. She's one of those field generals, or court generals for the Lady Rams. Leah Kinley, who we took a look at our player spotlight, the 5'9" guard wearing number 5, averages 3.6 assists per night and 8.3 points per game in her sophomore season. Number 23, locking down the paint forward, Cadence Isles, standing at 6 foot. She averages 4.7 rebounds per night and 11.7 points per game. She can get it done inside and from around the three-point line. And joining her, Valoria Stowers, 6.8 rebounds a night, 8.6 points per night for the 5'11" forward. Upper Sandusky again led by head coach Jerry Vent. So one more time, your starting lineup for the Lady Rams of Upper Sandusky. They have got a lot to be looking forward to here tonight, as well as the Lady Whippets. This is one of those matchups that I think, taking a look back through previous years, is going to be one of the most competitive matchups between them that we've seen for a long time. Shelby comes in with that 5-0 over the last several seasons lead, but I think they know here tonight that they could be at risk of getting snapped, so they really, really respect this Upper Sandusky squad. But again, Hayden Gray joining you tonight from Upper Sandusky High School. Make sure that you drop us a comment, drop us a line. Let us know what you're enjoying about the broadcast. Several different views and several different angles for you tonight to take it all in. We want to bring you as close to the action as possible as tip-off. Just moments away. Isles, Schwemley will square off at midcourt, and Upper will start with the ball. We'll see if they can get their offense going a little bit quicker tonight. Struggled a little bit offensively against Buckeye early. Just 5 points in that first quarter. Be first tie-up of the game jump ball possession arrow lies with the Lady Whippets to start things off. Demi Hipp, the senior point guard, bringing up the court. They had a nice start, but again, not as quick as they're accustomed to when they played Buckeye Central. You know, if I refer to that game a lot, it's just the most common opponent those teams have played this season. Whippets moving things around. Trinity Baker, one of those athletes that had a great game against Buckeye Central, really stepped up and performed well offensively. Great look inside to Audie Albert, lays it off the glass for the first points of the game. Excited to see each individual matchup out here tonight. Upper Sandusky gets it right back into the paint as well. It'll be Stowers heading to the free throw line. That'll be the first team foul of the night for the Lady Whippets. That one going against Eve Schwemley. Had to step in there and try off the switch to guard Stowers. First free throw bounces around and just off the front of the rim. Upper Sandusky, a pretty good free throw shooting team. Addie Newman their best at 76%. Second one miss, so 0 for 2 from the line for Stowers. Shelby will look to go on the offensive. You see they like to, you know, make sure at all times that there's a lot of movement. Booker's going to take it in herself, lays it up with the right hand for 2. 2 of 2 from the field to start the night for the Lady Whippets. Isles will hand it off to Kinley. She's working against Eve Schwemley. And they'll have to get back out towards the top, but the pass from Stowers to Isles rolls all the way down to the other side. Hustle from Audie Albert and Demi Hipp, and a foul will be called, first of the night on Audie. Second team foul for Shelby. So we'll reset. Upper Sandusky will bring it back down again. Still looking for their first points. That game against Buckeye Central, just 16-16 at the end of the first half. So sometimes in these games where you got two powerhouse programs going at it, it's not always going to be a shootout. Might be a tight defensive battle. Eve Schwemley gets the steal. Layup too strong, but gets her own board. Upper Sandusky will inevitably force the turnover, though. Newman tried to get it over, but Eve Schwemley just too quick. And then too quick for her own good, stepped out of bounds around the midcourt. Let's take one more look on our BS Media replay. Just couldn't find that footing there along the baseline. The first time out of the night will be taken. Upper Sandusky will take a 30. So it's 4-0 to start off the contest. Shelby up ahead as you take a look inside the huddle of the Lady Whippets. Head coach Natalie Lance, assistant coach Scott Gurney. Being a big year for both of these programs, as we've talked about. Both looking forward to tournament runs. If you want to see where both teams have lined up in their opening bracket positionings and matchups, those are available on all of our social media, so you can go find the bracket for Upper Sandusky or Shelby, check out who they're going to be taking on. Kinley's pass intercepted by Albert. Takes it all the way herself with the left hand. It's good. Brooke Fanscaley's checked into the game from the timeout for Upper Sandusky. Lady Whippets still rolling with the starting five. Nice assist from Kinley to find Stowers. Gets the first field goal tonight for the Lady Rams. Baker puts up a quick shot back at the other end, and there's Schwemley doing what she did really well against Buckeye Central, grabbing those offensive rebounds. And Audie Albert says, I'll take one of those as well. Gets the nice post move to go. A little bit of that skyhook action for Albert. She's got 4. And so far, Trinity Baker's been a menace on Grace Walton. She has not been able to kind of move the ball around as commonly as she does. Does a nice job getting back into the play, though. Fanscaley, a player off the bench, too, can really come in and do some damage offensively Kinley gets her own rebound. And that, my friends, is why you always follow your shot. Leah Kinley with the putback for 2. Schwemley was met by Stowers in the middle. Lady Rams are back and running. Kinley's left alone. Lines up the triple and gets it to roll. Doesn't always have to be a swish. It all equals 3. But right back the other way, there's that fast-paced tempo. Already up to 6 early first quarter points. And back and forth we go. Grace Walton gets in on the action. Puts it up off the glass. 10-9, so an explosion of scoring here in about the last 90 seconds. Demi Hipp will be fouled, so ball will stay down with the Whippets. Hand came out, grabbed her on the arm. We'll have some substitutions now. We'll have 3 Charlie Neese, Sophia Lawn, as well as Sarah Reiser entering the ball game now for Shelby. Albert will take a rest along with Alexis Booker and Trinity Baker. Sarah Reiser wasted no time launching a 3 that falls just short off the front of the rim. But Charlie Neese making an impact on the game right off of her entering, forces the turnover. Ball kicked. Charlie will launch a 3 that bounces off the right side. And he'll be heading back in the direction of Upper Sandusky. Kinley leading the fast break. She'll go inside on Sarah Reiser. No good. Looked like she may have got a piece of it. Bounced off the bottom of the hoop. 3 minutes left here in the first quarter of action tonight. Neese running the point now for the Lady Whippets, who have a lot of depth. It can be misleading, you know, so accustomed to the talented squad they had last year and wondering how personnel was going to be even within the starting 5 this year. But I think they've proven yet again that they've got a bench that they can go to and enter into the game, you know, at any time. Coach Natalie Lance will take a timeout, though. I want to say what's up to everyone out there watching. I see over on the YouTube side of things a name I recognize, Richardson Photography, Wyatt Richardson. I assume that's you tuning in saying go Whippets. Nice to see you. Calico Glint 7453 also says hi. Hello. Nice of you to join us this evening. Always excited to see who's out there watching. And Wyatt says, yes, sir, that's right. Big matchup here tonight, Wyatt. Back to action, though, now. Long gets it into Hipp. So Shelby going a bit smaller with the lineup. Sarah Reiser locking down the paint, so she'll have to be matched up with Stowers. Ball fumbles off the foot, and Grace Walton will recover the turnover. 5th turnover of the night for the Lady Whippets. Now, Elise Schwartz into the action for Upper Sandusky. One of the first games we were up here for this year, knocked down 4 triples in a quarter. So another bench player that can come in and do some damage offensively. She'll be moving the ball ahead now. Hipp will reset. Set the next set in motion. You can tell they're working around the perimeter, looking for a matchup they like to attack. Schwemley had a good look, just came up a bit short. Foul called on the Lady Whippets. That one against Schwemley, her 2nd, team 3rd. So Eve will have to take a seat. Audie Albert will come back in for her. So a little bit more height back in the action now, but as I was mentioning, this is a team within the starting 5, but not even just within the starting 5. Once you go to the bench, too, these teams, not just by the numbers, but once you see them out here on the court, so evenly matched this season. Been looking forward to this one ever since I saw it on the schedule. Grace Walton's 3's tracked down by Schwartz. They'll get another possession. Upper doing a nice job here tonight, of not allowing it to happen to them. But costly turnovers. And Trinity Baker finishes off the acrobatic layup. Nice job to stick with it. Control the ball. Isles drives into the lane. Great look. Just sailing the ball over the heads of the Whippet defenders. And then right back the other direction. Audie Albert right back in. Up to 8 points. 10 points, excuse me. 10 of Shelby's 14 have come via Audie Albert so far here tonight. Take one more look. Ball tipped out of bounds. Quick hands from Trinity Baker. Leah Kinley will check back in now. Grace Walton will take a seat for Coach Jerry Vent's Lady Rams. Let's take a look at our basket view. Gives you that different angle, checking out just how tough it is to stick with some of these players once they get moving. Swartz likes her shot. Nearly falls in like their first triple of the night. And they'll say last touch by Kinley. Take one more look on our BS Media instant replay. Girls regular season wrapping up this week. Tournament play will begin soon. On the other side, the boys tournament draw will be coming this Sunday. Getting to that time of the year that we all look forward to. Ball was last kicked on that possession by Isles. Grace Walton will check back in. Elise Schwartz will take a seat for Upper. Ball inbounded straight to Albert, who gets points 11 and 12. Outscoring the Lady Rams herself so far here in quarter number one. Time winding down. The layup at the buzzer is going to fall short, and that'll be how the first quarter wraps up with the Lady Whippets up to a 5-point lead. Thanks to Audie Albert's 12. 16-11, you're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Second quarter action underway back here from the mountaintop in Upper Sandusky. Lady Rams start off the quarter with possession, but a heavy swarm of Lady Whippets bothering them over there in the corner. Take one more look, just nowhere for Addie Newman to get it. Try to get it to Walton. It'll be the last touch. That's a tough position of the court to try and get anything going, so they'll get another chance now. Walton leading the way as far as scoring for the Lady Rams with 6 in that first quarter. But another turnover right now, the 5th turnover for the Lady Rams. And that's cost them a little bit. Not as slow as a start offensively for Coach Vent's squad as the other night against Buckeye Central. Just 5 points shy of what they had at halftime in that game, but Shelby giving them all sorts of fits. Schwemley's shot just bounces off the rim. Offensive call will go against Audie Albert. Grace Walton did a nice job of picking that one up. It'll be a charge. That'll be foul number 2 on Miss Albert, who for now Coach Lance trusts her veteran to stay out there on the court. Kinley gives it to a running Newman. Looks like she would have had a chance at a layup. Tried to get it to Stowers, though. One more pass that went off the foot of a Lady Whippet. Take one more look. It's tough, though, to put that shot up there with Booker lurking in the paint. I think they've got to start looking a little bit for, Grace Walton and Cadence Isles to start taking this game over. But it just speaks to the defense being played right now from the Lady Whippets. Walton trying to drive, but again, those lanes close quickly. Even with the speed that someone like Walton has, we've seen it all year long. She can get down the court with ease. Ball staying down on this end. Take a look at the bottom corner there, you can see. So Upper Sandusky still with a chance to get on the board. They've had it since nearly the beginning of the quarter. Shelby just with one possession so far. And Grace Walton will knock down a big corner three. Gets them right back into a one-possession ball game. Her 9th point of the night. Great design from Albert to Hipp. The two seniors have that connection. Just the simple little handoff. And Albert kind of serving as that screen. Demi, nice job getting to the hoop. Grace Walton left alone now with space, looking to make it 2 in a row, and she does. 6 quick points. I was just reminded, last time Upper played here at the Mountaintop, knocked down 11 triples in one game. So you know it's something they like to do. You know they're comfortable letting it fly here in this gym. They force a big turnover, looking to get back, get their first lead of the ball game. Walton now with 12 points, so her and Albert tied for our leading scorer here so far tonight. Tight defense played on Isles. Great active hands from Booker to force the turnover. Now Trinity Baker left with some space, but picked up that pivot foot as well. Both feet came up. It'll be a travel. Take one more look, slowed down. Just one of those where you're in transition. Tough to gather those feet. Sarah Reiser and Audie Albert will take a seat. Schwemley will come back in along with Sophia Long. Finn Scully will check back in for Upper Sandusky as well. Newman was open for a little bit, trying to set those baseline screens, get openings wherever they can. Ball's heading the other way, though. Got a foul going against Stowers. It'll be a illegal screen. Nice job by Hipp picking that up, sacrificing the body to get the ball back. See some of our comments trickling in down there in the fan zone. Drop a comment. Get hashtag fan zone on there. See your comment down below. And Schwemley picks up her 3rd foul there. So she'll likely have to sit for what I would assume would be the remainder of the first half. Tough break for her, one of their best defenders, their leading scorer as well. Coach Lance, trying to cool her down. Eve, one of those passionate players that you love to have out there. So a tight ball game, just a 1-point deficit. Had that scoring outburst at the end of the first quarter, and now seems like it's going to be consistent. Kind of like the play of Grace Walton, getting it done, drawing the and one. Upper takes their first lead of the contest, looking to make it a full possession game. Foul going against Charlie Neese. It'll be her first, team 7th. So Lady Rams will be in the bonus the rest of the quarter as well. Charlie does a great job of getting back in transition. Too strong on the layup. Finscali kind of smacks it over. Grace Walton will be awarded the rebound, and she's looking to take it in. Too short. Officials let it play out. Now heading the other way. They had numbers. And a rare turnover from Demi Hipp. They'll say she carried. Again, they were moving so quick in transition there. I think she was thinking about a pass over to Charlie Neese in the corner. Just one of those moments where it really reveals how much every second counts in the contest. Back and forth, Upper now. Grace Walton nearly single-handedly bringing them back to their first lead. And we'll have a travel the other way. Isles was trying to navigate. You see once she gets to the elbow there, picks it up. She's trying to get it, work it around Trinity Baker and wanted to go to the corner to Newman. So we play on. 15 combined turnovers tonight, 8 on behalf of Shelby, 7 coming from the Rams. Now into the contest is Alyssa Booker for the Lady Whippets. Sophomore. Got things at the top, finds Charlie Nee. So Shelby going with the younger lineup here. Sarah Reiser got the offensive rebound, but putback was too strong, and I think Isles just got confused a little bit. Another layup missed, though. Now Cadence got it locked down, finds her teammate Leah Kinley. But Demi Hipp says, no, I'm not wearing a white jersey, I'm wearing a gray, but I'll take that. And Leah Kinley will as well. I'm not sure my director, Mr. Thompson, has enough fingers to keep up with the turnover button right now. A chaotic 30 seconds. And we have now catapulted to 19 combined turnovers in about 30 seconds. Foul will be called. So as I catch my breath, you take a look at the foul going against Addie Newman on our BS Media instant replay. That'll be her first foul, just the team's third. Sarah Reiser will take a breather. Elise Schwartz will check in. Leah Kinley will take a breather as well. So scoring slowed down a little bit. It's both teams just trying to maintain some consistency on offense. Alyssa Booker trying to get it inside to Lawn, and that will be a turnover. Stowers open in the paint. Nice job by Grace Walton finding her down there. It's 22-18, 2:20 left to play here in the second quarter. Booker gets it to Hipp, who's open at the top. Three-pointer just off to the side, but another offensive rebound. Albert says, let me do it myself. Does a nice job fighting through the contact. She'll be headed to the free throw line. Believe it or not, it'll be the first free throw attempts of the evening for the Lady Whippets. First one's up and good. Albert with a chance to tie things up. It's her 13th point of the evening. She knocks down 2 of 2, so perfect from the line for Audie Albert. It's a tie ball game now, just over 120 seconds left in the first half. Swarming defense again from Shelby. A couple of nice fake moves from Walton. But Schwartz gets wrapped up with Booker. Jump ball possession now back in the favor of the Lady Whippets. Physical play. Another substitution. Finn Scully will check in. Schwartz will take a seat. Coach Vent wanting to coach her up a little bit. Albert matched up against Walton now. Serena Ramsey checks into the ballgame for Shelby. So going to that bench tonight. Great rotation for Coach Lance and a great shot for Demi Hipp. We'll take another look at that one when we get a break in the action, but nice elevation on that shot. First triple of the night for Shelby. And here comes Albert. Nearly forces the turnover. It'll be a jump ball. Ball will stay with Upper Sandusky. Both of them battled there. Nice job by Cadence, not moving too much to have the travel called. Albert will check out for Shelby. And here's that triple one more time. Great elevation. No rim, no backboard needed for Demi on that one. Walton wants to drive on Neese, but great help defense from Booker. And then get back out and get hands in the face of the shooter. Charlie weaves her way up the court. Dumps it off to Ramsey. We'll see who the ball was last touched on, and they'll say Nice had the last hand on it. Let's take a look. Stowers and Nice were both battling for it. Official had a pretty good view there on the baseline, though. Under a minute to play. Fast-moving second quarter. 1-point game, 23-22, Lady Whippets. Kind of a mismatch that gets swarmed. Demi Hipp right there to grab the ball. Nice working on Newman. Hipp from nearly the same spot, lines it up short. But an offensive board. Booker looked to hit Hipp while she was cutting inside. And Demi Hipp nearly comes away with the offensive rebound. Nearly 10 seconds and counting. Grace Walton takes it in, puts it up with the left hand off the glass, and it's good. Shelby will have a chance here. They'll have to heave it up. Sophia Long won't get a chance, though. And that's how we'll wrap up our first half. The Lady Rams fight back. Have just a 1-point advantage here at halftime. Don't go anywhere, though. We'll have halftime stats analysis and so much more at the break. You've been watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
About me, let's start the show, starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Knew as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her sit back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lawyer, don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dying.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Welcome back here to halftime at Upper Sandusky. Lady Whippets down 1, 24-23. The Lady Rams fighting all the way back to gain their first lead of the night. But while we're here, we'd like to take this chance to thank the amazing sponsors who bring you tonight's action live and free. We'd like to thank Spherion Mid-Ohio. Let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. Frito Lay. We are driven and inspired by our purpose, food that matters for life's moments. BS Media Productions. Quest Federal Credit Union, a full-service financial institution ready to support you, your family, and your goals. Wilson Tire. At Wilson Tire Company, we sell new and used tires and provide tire services to customers in Upper Sandusky. No matter which location you visit, we'll prove that Wilson Tire Company is the best when it comes to the tire services and alignment. And finally, Chris Daris, Edwards Jones Financial Advisor. Whether you're planning for retirement, saving for college, grandchildren, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you care about, Chris can develop specific strategies to help you achieve your goals. Again, tonight's sponsors, Spherion Mid-Ohio, Frito Lay, BS Media Productions, Quest Federal Credit Union, Wilson Tire, and Chris Daris, Edward Jones Financial Advisor. If your business is interested in sponsoring one of these two teams, they're both going to be going to the postseason and expected to make some good runs, so get in touch with us today if you would like to be a part of those live streams. We'll take one more quick break, though. Be right back with halftime stats and analysis.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I was soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my broom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in the room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lawyer, don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dying.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Welcome back here to Upper Sandusky High School for our halftime show. Hayden Gray with you here as the Lady Rams have a 1-point lead, 24-23, going into the second half. So let's take a look at the first half numbers let you know exactly by the numbers how we have arrived where we are. We'll start off with Shelby, 9 field goals, 1 triple, 10 rebounds, 11 turnovers, 7 fouls, and 100% shooting from the free throw line. For the Lady Rams, 7 field goals, 3 triples, 8 rebounds, 12 turnovers, 4 fouls, and shooting 1 of 3 from the free throw line. So taking a look at these numbers, we'll now revisit our keys to the game. We'll take a look at Shelby, and they're going to have 1 check mark here. Balanced offensive attack. While Audie Albert has had a phenomenal first half, they've been able to move the ball around. They've had multiple scorers getting involved. Demi Hipp, Trinity Baker, Eve Schwemley, Charlie, they're all getting involved. Alexis Booker. So that one receives the check mark. Ball movement awareness, not ready to give it a full check yet. It's not that they're not aware of what they're doing, but still a little bit of room to clean that up. Those 11 turnovers, something that I think could be scaled back. They only average 14.5 a game, so not quite ready to give that one the full check. Now we'll switch over to Upper Sandusky. No second chances. Can't give that one a check yet because the rebounding battle, a lot of those 10 rebounds for Shelby on the offensive glass. So they've got to tighten things down. Almost everyone grabbing an offensive rebound for Shelby. And again, plays right in to crash the glass. Bring out the Ram. Bring out the intensity. Rams, what do? They like to buck heads. So, I mean, get after it down there in the paint. Grab those rebounds. Crash the glass. And that wraps up your halftime show here tonight. Third quarter action. Shelby will kick things off. They'll be coming more towards your screen if you're watching at home on Facebook or YouTube. And the Lady Whippets will start off with a turnover. They'll say Alexis Booker, who had good positioning there. Stowers did begin to crash in, though. Would have been interesting to see how that played out. But it'll be heading right back to the Lady Rams. But, yeah, if you're tuning in there tonight, you just got to see Cadence Isles get on the board for a smooth layup. Now up to a 3-point lead. If your friends took a break during halftime, said, that's enough of that Hayden kid's voice, but now they're ready to hear it again, let them know. Second half started. Trinity Baker's shot, no good, but there's one of those second chances, and Schwemley cashes in. She had a difficult going there in that second half with putbacks, but gets that one to fall home. Newman nearly walked. Wants to work it inside the aisles, ball tipped out by Audie Albert. Albert with just 2 points in the second quarter, but leads the Lady Whippets with 14. Shot no good, rebound to Demi Hipp. And again, Schwemley working back down the other way, uses the glass, gets it to fall. 4 quick points from Eve Schwemley, the sophomore. Impressive stuff from Grace Walton as she falls down, gets the assist to Stowers. And Trinity Baker lines up a shot, and again, wasted no time getting back into that groove here. Saw that quick offensive flow. We had the outburst in the first quarter, the second quarter. Deep triple from Isles, no good. Stowers did try to keep it in. Just didn't have enough pizzazz to get back, but it's been a very, very entertaining contest. Definitely living up to the expectations that this game had coming into the game. Audie wanted to go inside to Eve, but Leah Kinley doing a nice defensive job. Coach Lance a little bit upset, wanted that one to get moving. Baker will line up a triple from the corner that falls short, but again follows her shot, gets the rebound. And who else but Eve Schwemley, 6 points here in the quarter. Gutsy third quarter for Eve already, not even halfway in. Had the opportunity to catch up as Leah Kinley gets the bucket to fall. But again, Shelby just wants to push it right down, and that time may have been not for the better. They'll say Audie Albert took a few too many steps. And it can get tight in there. Stowers and Newman, especially when you have those hands up, very hard to navigate the paint. 31-30, Lady Whippets back on top by a point. Grace Walton matched up with Demi Hipp. Nice inside look to Newman, but swatted away by Baker. That was all ball, no foul call. Take one more look on our BS Media instant replay. Did a nice job trailing, help side defense for Booker. And then Baker comes in there as well. Kinley tries to get another runner to fall. Whippet fans looking for a foul nonetheless, moving it right back down the court. Hipp tries to take it inside on Walton, but too strong. Then a foul called all the way under their own hoop. That one going against Alexis Booker. That'll be her first foul of the night. First team foul of the half. Neither team experienced really getting to benefit off the bonus. In fact, Upper Sandusky, the only team that could head to the line via the bonus in the first half. Shelby couldn't get there. Upper did a nice job restricting those fouls. Tie up under the basket. Headed towards Shelby. Foul called on Stowers. That'll be her second. So a couple Lady Rams with 2, Stowers and Newman. For Shelby, Schwemley out there playing with 3, Audie Albert with 2. Baker lines up another shot that's too strong. Corralled in from Schwemley. And they're going to try and work the in-out game. Schwemley's triple thought about bouncing in. Be heading down the other direction. Leah Kinley has some space. Gets it out to Isles, and they'll reset. Talked a little bit about it during the first half. Both these teams have pretty intense conference races going on that aren't going to be easy finishes to the year, so kudos to both of these teams for scheduling this non-conference game, knowing that it could come in a scenario where they're trying to, take care of the league, but also still come compete in a non-conference matchup. Talk a little bit about the league races during the rest of the stream, but can't talk about it while Grace Walton is out there doing big things again, up to 15 points for the night. She averages 9.5, so well above that already. Baker able to keep it on this side of the court. Not a ton of movement on this possession. They want to work it inside to Albert, who just does such a great job of putting up shots, knowing how to work the glass down in there in the paint. And that's a tough matchup against Isles. Newman, great ball fake to get Baker in the air. And an even better pass. That's what Upper Sandusky wants to do. They want to work that perimeter, but then go inside where they have either Isles or Stowers waiting. So we continue to go back and forth. Right back to Albert. Had a bit of the upper hand against Grace Walton in terms of height. Banks it in. As I mentioned, excellent crowd in here tonight, especially for a Tuesday afternoon, a cold one, just 17 degrees out here in Upper Sandusky right now. Walton's 3 nearly falls. Would have been a big shot to get it back to a 2-point advantage. Schwemley takes it herself and one. Talk about a bucket there from Schwemley, the grit to get in there and do that. Foul going against Cadence Isles, just her first of the evening. Alexis Booker will take a break. Sophia Long will come into the game for Shelby before the first free throw. Cadence Isles will take a seat with Schwartz coming in. Great look at our free throw with our MAC cam. And we'll have our first timeout of the half. Shelby up 38-34. Again, welcoming. There we go. It is a hard word. Anyone who's watching tonight, let us know who you're rooting on. But as I was talking about, a lot of action coming up. Let's take a brief look at what's coming up the rest of the week for the girls' side of things. Again, their regular season just going to wrap up this week. We're here tonight at Upper Sandusky. Tomorrow night, Travis Berardi and I will be at East Knox against Mount Gilead. And then Friday, Shelby right back in action against Clear Fork. That a huge MOAC game on Friday, live and free. Then on Saturday, 2 games, Cary right back here at Upper, and Mount Gilead taking on Cardington. So that is the rest of your broadcast schedule for this week on the girls' side. Later on, we'll take a look at the boys. Full court pressure applied now from Shelby. Upper not going to get it across court. That'll be a violation. Got the Whippet bench fired up. Great defense the whole way from Hipp and Baker, and then Audie. Even just that presence there at half court didn't allow Walton to get over. Tough, competitive, defensive matchup we've seen tonight, but it's had its dose of scoring as well. Charlie Neese into the action again for the Lady Whippets. She's matched up against Walton. Charlie, the younger sister of Whippet great Sophie Neese, now playing at Ashland University. And whose cousin's running camera for us tonight, Mr. Mason Neese. Schwartz has a duty of guarding. Nice switch, but even better look there from Stowers. Her second block of the night. Schwartz looking to move it ahead, swings it all the way to an open Addie Newman. Untraditional of her to not fire that one away. Backs it out, and they'll kind of reset. And they try to go inside to Finscali. They'll turn it over. Under 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Shelby will try to get an open look. I'm going to stop saying hold for the last shot because you know what? It's just become more prevalent that if you get an open look, you'll fire away. Baker wasn't able to knock it down. She knows it. Shaking her head a little bit after that one. Baker, a pretty good three-point shooter, so not the look exactly they were wanting or the result she wanted. But with this full court pressure, not going to be easy for Upper to just hold on to the ball for the remaining time. Walton able to come away with it. She'll fire away the open look. It'll bounce off. Leah Kinley's second chance here, though, and she turns it over. Ball just came out of her grip there, right in front of the student section. Shelby with 3 seconds remaining. Going to have to try and get it in. Baker will get it in and just hold on to it. And that wraps up the third quarter. Coming up next, money time, and it looks like we're going to have a good one. 4-point game here at the Mountaintop in Upper Sandusky. You're watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Final quarter of action, money time here from Upper Sandusky High School. We got a great non-conference battle brewing, and it looks like we're going to have a great finish. As Stowers gets it, draws the foul in the bucket. Official says it counts. Big opportunity to cut it to 1. Stowers now with 12, looking for her 13th point of the night. Neither side attempting a free throw in the third quarter either, so big chance now. But the free throw won't go. 38-36. Stowers gets the rebound. Now Upper will have a chance to tie it back up. Now Newman will fire away from the corner. Too strong rebound to Eve Schwemley. Charlie Neese, Sarah Reiser, Demi Hipp, and Audie Albert on the floor. Great pull-up from the elbow by Hipp. Back up to a 2-point advantage. Final score tonight on the boys' side of things, Elgin losing to Fredericktown, 66-51. That one just getting finished up. As the ball heading back in the direction of Shelby. Just the 2 live streams out there tonight. You get to that time of the year now where a few more boys games going on this week, but they're more spaced out. Ladies wrapping things up. Most teams just 2 or 3 regular season games left. Hipp will reset at the top of the key. Shelby back in front of things. We'll see, throughout the quarter if they want to kind of stick with that high-octane offense or kind of working some of the clock each possession they have it. Triple didn't have too much rotation on it. Bounces off to Isles. Ball sticking with the Lady Rams. See you, all of you out there commenting on Facebook land. Keep it up. I apologize if I don't get the chance to personally acknowledge you. I will let you know. We do read each and every one of these, so thanks for commenting and interacting with us tonight. Open layup for Stowers, no good. Albert corrals the rebound. She has 18 points here tonight, leading all scorers. Walton with 15. Reiser hands it off to Schwemley. And here's the thing about this team here. This team out here on the floor right now, you've got 4. Basically each piece of this team out here on the floor right now for Shelby, a big part of last year's run as well. So you still have experience from this team, and same goes for Upper Sandusky. You've got a lot of girls that have been here for a long time. Demi Hipp knocks down the big triple. Shelby up to their largest lead of the night at 7. Leah Kinley wants to respond, and she will. Right back down the other end. And we're in for a good finish. If we get back to the trend of trading buckets, Upper Sandusky will just have to find some ways to get some stops. Take one more look at that. Triple from Kinley. Kinley now with 10 points. Her average per night, 8.3. So several players going above average here tonight. We'll take a chance to look at our boys' schedule for the rest of the week. Again, tonight, Fredericktown taking down Elgin by 15. So that one just wrapped up. Friday, big night on the OH Report for boys hoops. The Freddieburg game between Centerburg and Fredericktown, that'll go down live and free at 7:30. Great Mid-Buckeye Conference matchup between Mansfield Christian and Lucas. And then the city game, we'll have a highlight of that between Madison and Mansfield Senior. A couple of OCC teams battling at Pete Henry Gymnasium. And then Saturday, great matchup between Lucas and Willard. You can see live and free the Toms brothers against Max Dawson. So great action that we have coming up for you the rest of the week. You can also tune in tomorrow. Will be episode 6 of The Joe Show. Former Ontario head coach, Hall of Fame coach Joe Baylog, teaming up with us this year, the most recent addition to the OH Report family. So be sure to check out that show. We'll let you know tomorrow on our social media platforms just what time that'll air on our Facebook page and main YouTube channel. Hipp running the offense. Gets it to Booker. Baker to Schwemley, who's guarded by Isles, gets an inside step on her. But the ball was broken up from Newman and eventually works its way out to Kinley. Puts a nice move on Hipp, gets inside, back down to a 2-point game. Kinley with 12 points, 5 of the last points for Upper Sandusky. But again, it never seems like you can go wrong to come back down when you need a point and go to the veteran Audie Albert. bucket doesn't fall, but she's headed to the line. She shot 2 of 2 from the free throw line tonight. And gets the first to go. Back to a 3-point game. Take a look at our MAC cam again. Albert knocks down the pair, 45-41, 4:39 and counting. Kinley kicks it to an open Isles at the top. Wanted to go inside to Stowers. Good heads-up play from Booker. Shelby now with a 4-point lead. Just over 4 minutes to play with. Looking to play spoiler on the road tonight. Booker one-on-one with Stowers, now met by Grace Walton. So they'll back things out. No, it's not on this week's schedule, but coming up down the line, we'll also have, for any of you Rams and Whippets fans, the boys' version of Upper Sandusky hosting Shelby. I believe that'll be coming up next week, so something to look forward to for both the Upper and Shelby fan bases. Again, it should be notated that Friday night we'll have the Lady Whippets against Clear Fork as well for all you Shelby faithful. Booker trying to work it against Stowers. Nice defense by Valoria. Trying to go cross court to Isles. Matched up one-on-one with Hipp. Great defense being played. Coach Vent gets a timeout called before a turnover. Isles took a bit of a tumble and looks just more like frustration than any sort of injury. 4-point game, and I mean, these two teams have played quite the remarkable schedule the last couple of games. You know, you got Buckeye Central, who was just played by Upper Sandusky. Shelby just played River Valley and Buckeye Central. Shelby currently sits in first place in the MOAC at 16-4, 10-2. Breathing down their neck note is Pleasant at 16-4, 9-3, a great Lady Spartan squad this season, and as well as River Valley at 15-5, 9-3 in third place. So you've got an absolute finish that's going to be entertaining to watch. River Valley and Shelby split the season series. So we'll break down what's coming up for the Lady Whippets as far as MOAC plays soon. Cadence Isles gets a little bit of vengeance there. Gets the runner to fall. Just 4 points from Cadence tonight. Isles normally averages 11.7, the leading scorer. Demi Hipp pulls up with a contested 3, and so similar to that Lady Rams triple that fell earlier on the same hoop. Gets it to bounce in. Big one, puts them up 5. So the Lady Rams with some work to do. And they go to Isles. She'll be headed to the free throw line. Isles, the 6-foot senior. Brother Kamen plays on the boys team. First free throws for Cadence Isles on the evening. Misses her first. It will come up short. Finn Scully will come in for Stowers. A big free throw here would get it back to 4 points. She knocks it down. Now the Lady Rams will give some soft full court pressure now. Hipp able to navigate it to the corner. And now is where you really have to focus on that, ball movement awareness that we talked about during pregame and halftime. Upper great at creating those steals, average over 14 a game. This is the time you can't afford to turn over the ball. Coach Vent furious. Take a look at the replay. He's looking for a travel. Official ruled on the floor. A jump ball and the possession arrow lied with Shelby. They're able to get it into Albert, who gets the nice bucket to fall. Nice shift through 2 defenders. Back to 50-44. So a 2-possession game with 2 minutes left. Grace Walton pulls up for three. Shot's too strong. Crowd from Newman, and they'll call a foul on the floor against Demi Hipp. Take one more look on our BS Media instant replay. That'll be Demi's first foul. She's got 13 tonight. It'll be the fourth team foul against the Lady Whippets. Charlie Neese comes back into action for Shelby, along with Stowers for Upper Sandusky. Finn Scully will take a seat. Kinley trying to put the spin cycle on, and she gets those clothes cleaned. Gets the bucket to fall. 4-point game, minute 30. Neese quickly gets it into the front court. Now she's harassed by Walton and Kinley. And a foul called. Take one more look. That double team came. Then the foul was called against Grace Walton. Timeout taken by Shelby. We'll see, it'll be a full timeout, so we'll talk a little bit more now about that conference race. The Lady Whippets don't have a give-me schedule the rest of the way. If they want to solidify that top spot, they'll have to take on Clear Fork here on Friday, February 3rd. Hard to believe. February around the corner. Clear Fork 12-7, 8-4 this season. Shelby got the win at home earlier this year. That game will be live and free at 7:30 on Channel 4 of our YouTube and our main Facebook page. And then Shelby will also cap off MOAC play and their season on senior night on February 9th at home against Ontario. Ontario 8-11, 5-6, but over the weekend did get a big win over Pleasant, the second-place team in the conference. So Shelby, Pleasant, and River Valley still battling for the outright, or at least all, to get a share of the title. Clear Fork mathematically eliminated with their loss earlier to River Valley. On the other side, Upper Sandusky in second place right now in the Northern 10. They're 14-5, 9-3. That loss to Buckeye Central hurt because they lost the season series to them. First time by just a point here at the Mountaintop. BC 16-3, 11-1. We'll dive into a little bit of that at the next break. Shelby's got to be clean with their passes. Isles gets crafty, gets the foot on it, so it's going to stay with Shelby. 1:17 left to play for the Lady Whippets, trying to get the ball into the hands of some of your best free throw shooters. Trinity Baker, nearly a 70% free throw shooter, says, you know what? I'll take the two from the field. Knocks down a huge bucket. 6-point game. Leah Kinley, three falls just short, was online. Goes out of bounds. Definitely had the trajectory. Now full court pressure will be applied. We'll see how long Coach Vent's Rams wait to foul. We'll try and create a turnover first. Finn Scully guarding Neese. And they'll say it was last touched by Brooke Finn Scully there along that baseline. Stowers will come back in now for Finn Scully. Under a minute to play officially. They'll get the ball into Albert. She's guarded by Isles and Walton on a double team. Hipp, risky pass, but it pays off. Albert's shot missed. She laughs it off, and Eve Schwemley on the putback. 8-point game now. Grace Walton with the crazy move. That's what you got to do. You got to get points fast if you're Upper Sandusky. Trims it back to 6. Charlie Neese navigates it into the front court. And Shelby on the aggressive. They're not going to wait around to be fouled. They're going to go get it. Eve Schwemley headed to the line. Nice job by Neese to deliver it to her. Schwemley with 5 points here this evening. A little bit below her average, 11.1 points a night. But what she's been able to do on the offensive and defensive glass as well. Shelby looking to maintain their perfect free throw percentage, and they will. 7 of 7 here tonight. Quickly down to the other side. And if you're Upper Sandusky, probably got to think about 3. but they won't get a chance to. Turnover. Walton wanted to go inside to Stowers, who just couldn't get there in time. Baker doing a nice job of blockading. Foul called. That one against Grace Walton, her second. She's got 17 points tonight. It's been another great performance from the young superstar, the sophomore for Upper. Coach Lance will take a timeout. Take a chance to address that Northern 10 race a little bit more. Like I mentioned, Upper Sandusky falling to Buckeye Central past Friday night in another fantastic game. You can go back and watch that anytime on our Facebook page or YouTube channel, completely live and free. Never a charge to go back and watch the action. But Buckeye Central, they're 16-3, 11-1, clinched the share of the Northern 10 that night. They have not won it outright. They still have to play Bucyrus and Winford. Now, Winford should be noted, their only conference loss, that won on the tail end of 11-1, came to Winford earlier this season at home. So, talked to Kennedy Deppen after that contest on Friday, and she said, you know, the job's not done. They haven't clinched anything outright, which is their goal. So Upper Sandusky still with a chance. They'll take on Cary on the 4th of February, who's 13-5, 7-5, and Colonel Crawford on February 11th, who's 13-5, 6-5. So still a chance. Obviously, this game, no impact on either team's conference record tonight. And we've got a timeout taken now by Upper Sandusky. But no team impacted in their conference race tonight, as this is a MOAC and Northern 10 collision. Take a second now. See Joshua Banks out there tuning in tonight. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're feeling better soon, Joshua. Diana Ratliff saying go Whippets. Mary Webb Studer, go Lady Whippets. Brett Montgomery saying great game. Thanks for tuning in tonight, Brett. I've seen a lot of the rest of you out there tonight, too. Danny Patrick, go Whippets. Thank you, OH Report. Well, thank you, Danny, for tuning in. And Lydia Fry, go Cadence. Linda Thurman Spangler, go Shelby. Jocelyn Armstrong, go Lady Whippets. So both sides well supported from you at home tonight. As always, we thank you for tuning in. Play about to resume, 17.9 seconds left. Inbound to Stowers at the top. They got to get a shot up. Walton launches a prayer, no good. Battle for the rebound. It'll be staying with Upper Sandusky. Time running out, but nonetheless a chance for the Rams here. The door's not completely shut. I'll say it would be last touched by Neese. Walton bothered by Baker. And they'll say she was fouled, so Grace Walton will head to the line. They'll say the shooting arm was impacted. Heading to the line for 3 free throws here. 5.1 seconds left. Knocks down the first. Time not on their side, but nonetheless, it makes things interesting. 19th point of the night for Grace Walton. I will say it's going to be very exciting to watch her development over the next few years. Grace, just a sophomore, played a big role in this team as a freshman last year. Makes all three, 20 points tonight for Grace Walton. Upper Sandusky get a half to foul almost instantaneously. They won't get it. Coach Vance calling for the foul. They won't get it. Charlie Neese will dribble things out, and the Lady Whippets will escape Upper Sandusky. 56-51, your final score in this non-conference matchup tonight between the MOAC and N10. Don't go anywhere, though, if you're tuning in. We've got post-game interviews, analysis, and so much more coming up shortly right on the other side of this break, live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Know as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm down to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lawyer, I don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dying.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Back now with our player of the game, brought to you tonight by Quest Federal Credit Union, and I'm here with Shelby's Audie Albert. Shelby, I just called you Shelby. Audie Albert. I mean, you got the Shelby on the jersey. Audie Albert, 22 points for you tonight. You led all scorers in a great first half. Kind of walk me through what you were seeing as far as their look defensively and how you were able to attack in the paint.
I mean, really, our transition is what gets us going in. Transition was very open tonight, so, I mean, that's kind of our energy booster. So what worked. So, I mean, I give it to them.
You did a nice job, the whole team, of creating second chance looks offensively when you're going up against another opponent who is, kind of evenly matched with you and can put up points quick too. How big are those second chance looks for you as an offensive unit? I
mean, in practice and throughout the season, I've kind of taken on the role of trying to get better at rebounding and putbacks. So knowing that that's kind of what I'm looking to do, kind of just my mindset goes to that. But I think rotating the ball and like second looks and third looks also help with that.
And then I know we talked just briefly about 3 huge wins for this team in about the last week and a half against Buckeye Central, River Valley, and then here tonight. How does that help the team's confidence with the games that you have left while the MOAC is a crazy finish here still? How does that help confidence going into that and then looking ahead towards the tournament after you finish up the conference races?
I think that was a huge confidence booster. Clear Fork's not going to be easy, so we kind of have to take it to them. And then Ontario's not easy as well. They just upset Pleasant, so that really shows that anything can happen. And tournaments are we have a good tournament bracket this year, and everyone in the district's pretty solid this year. So we can't let down. We got to keep the pedal to the metal and just roll with it.
All right, well, of course, we always wrap it up with our shout-outs. I know there was a lot of folks who, if they weren't here, great audience tonight in person, but if they weren't here, they were watched online. Anyone you want to give a special shout-out to tonight?
I'm just going to give a shout-out to the Heilmans for watching.
All right, well, one more time, our Quest Federal Credit Union player of the game, Audie Albert, congratulations, and we'll see you Friday.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take one more break, be back with final stats.
about me, let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lawyer, don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dying.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Welcome back here to Upper Sandusky High School. Hayden Gray with you to wrap up things from the mountaintop with our post-game show. And we'll dive in by taking a look at the final stats here at Upper Sandusky High School. Shelby will start on that side. 20 total field goals on the evening, 3 triples, 19 rebounds, 15 turnovers, 12 fouls, and 100% from the free throw line. 16 field goals for Upper Sandusky, 4 triples, 14 rebounds, 18 turnovers, 10 fouls, and 5 of 9 from the free throw line. So those your final stats by the numbers, how the Lady Whippets were able to get it done. We'll take a look at what's coming up next for both of these teams. Shelby will be taking on Clear Fork this Friday, live and free at 7:30. And Upper Sandusky will be taking on Cary live and free here on Saturday the 4th at Upper Sandusky High School. Live tomorrow is the Joe Show Episode 6 and East Knox at Mount Gilead girls basketball, so you can catch that one live and free tomorrow. But the final time, your score here tonight, 56-51, Shelby victorious tonight. Thank you again to all of our sponsors as well for being a part of tonight's broadcast, bringing you the action live and free. Chris Daris, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Wilson Tire, Quest Federal Credit Union, BS Media Productions, Frito Lay, and Spherion Mid-Ohio. But I would like to thank the staff here with me tonight as well. Mason Neese, your camera operator this evening. Adam Thompson, my director and producer. All of our sponsors again, Spherion Mid-Ohio, Frito Lay, BS Media Productions, Quest Federal Credit Union, Wilson Tire, Chris Darwis, Edward Stone's Financial Advisor. Would like to thank the athletic department at Upper Sandusky High School, and would like to thank you, the fans, for watching. You've been watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. This is Hayden Gray saying so long, and we'll see you next time. Have a safe night, and we'll see you on a live stream near you.